Welcome back to the channel. I accidentally deleted a video, a popular video of mine. Oops. Because I wasn't wearing my glasses and I thought it said something else and I hit confirm. It got deleted forever. Luckily I have all the data on that so I can just redo it. So I'm going to redo the video. It's actually the install of the Type 4 engine in 60 minutes. So I'm going to redo it. Put in some different stuff about how this thing ended up this way. Okay, today that motor is going out. In its place, it's going to be the Porsche 914 2.0 liter motor going in there. Yep, it's going to be a transplant. Okay, there she is. There is the 914 motor. It's a Type 4. It's a 2 liter. Engine code is GC. Yeah, kind of covered up with plastic bags. All right, she looks bone dry. I know this is a running motor. You know, I did some donuts in this thing. It's fine. Okay, it's been sitting here for about maybe 7 years. Yeah, it's been that long. This is the important part. This thing, I'm gonna go ahead and clean it out, remove everything off this thing. Just a long block. That's all I'm gonna have. So I should be able to do this in one day. I'm gonna go ahead and disassemble this whole thing. I just want the engine block. I want to just strip it down, and we'll go for the transmission after I strip it down. For right now, I'm just going to concentrate on all this garbage. Actually, it's not garbage. You know what? I could probably do Craigslist on the computer. It doesn't look pretty, but it was working fine.
I just want to remind everybody that you guys are watching a compilation of multiple videos that I put together from my YouTube account. This video is just multiple videos put together in a short version of all those videos of this installation. I recommend you watch all the other videos afterwards, or watch the video that pertains to whatever area of your project you're at. Just read the title on the thumbnail and the title on the side, because usually they're a little different. They have more description. Yeah, okay, so basically you're not gonna get to see a lot of stuff. I had to edit, really edit, and things that are very important are not on there. So I really do wish that you guys see all the other videos so that you guys are not lost. But this will give you a general idea on how to do a Type 4 installation on a Type 1. Okay, hope you liked the video.
All right, so that's pretty much it, really. Everything that I can remove, have removed. This thing is full of, you know what that is? That's like wax. Because I think this car, like I said, came from the Midwest, and they wax them so that they don't rust. But this one, the body did rust. Huge holes and shit. So, not to mention the rats ate all the wiring. That's the end of that shit. We're gonna be looking at the flywheels because I'm very curious what the difference is between these two. This is the Porsche, or the equivalent of running a bus, flywheel. This is a 215 millimeter. That's a 200 millimeter. This one, the options for clutches, discs, and everything is endless. You've got endless possibilities. Here, 215, you're pretty much stuck with whatever they offer for the 215, which are probably very little options. So, you know, getting a resurface is probably $50. Getting the disc is another $150. That's $200 right there. Over here, it's $146. And like me, I already have the high performance disc with a high performance pressure plate. So for less than $150, I got a running clutch system. Over here, I got more and then less options. And yeah, that is gonna be better because you got more options, and plus you don't have to do the grinding in your tunnel. Be very careful where you go and buy these. Fat Performance is the shit. You're not going to find it cheaper anywhere. No, I'm not sponsored by them. I'm just telling you, it's cheaper to go through there. Other places, they're going to want more than $300. They're nuts. They're nuts, I'm telling you. So stick with Fat Performance when you're getting the converter. Let's go ahead and install this flywheel on my engine. So I'm going to go ahead and install that. And then I'm going to take a quick measurement just to see where we're at, you know, when it comes to measuring the block and the face of the clutch. See if it's still 3 inches, or should be a lot less, but let's see what it becomes. Okay, so before I install the flywheel, I need to install my pilot bearing. Ta-da! So we're going to install the pilot bearing onto here. It should fit, as we already measured it, and it's measures exactly the same. So I'm going to bang it in there with a spark plug socket. Happens to be almost the same size as that. See how that goes. Let's see how that looks. Oh, perfect. That's where I want it. I just want it to be like almost flush, because it takes the steel gasket that goes here is actually smaller than this diameter, so you don't want to be too far out when you put the steel gasket that goes here. So it's just slightly in, as you can see. It's just slightly below the face. All right, we got that done. All right, so I'm going to put my seal that goes right here, then I'm going to throw it on. So we got the flywheel converter on. So I just want to take the measurement from here again to the face of the engine block. See if I think my T1 was measuring at 2 5/8. So we are at 2 just under, actually just a hair under 2 3/4. So yeah, pretty close to 2 5/8. So it's almost identical to my T1. So I'll have to maybe adjust my my throwout bearing, maybe a hair, just a couple of turns on the butterfly right there. That butterfly right there. I'm gonna go ahead and drill here so I can put the little bracket. There's a bracket that goes right in here so I can hold the alternator stand. I'm gonna drill it from here. And the other one is on the opposite side, right there. Right there. So you have to put like a piece of rag here so all the aluminum shavings, it'll go inside into the case and basically ruin your engine. All right, let's start drilling this other side. I already did the other one.
Oh wait, it's trying to grab the the rag on the other side. I don't want that, otherwise it's gonna chew it up. Okay, come on. All right, I think that's it. All right, here's the current situation. I'm trying to put the bracket on. Okay, now I went ahead and drilled it. As you saw, I went ahead and drilled it, and these nipples right here, it's got nipples, like, you can barely see them. Nipples right there. This one I got short enough. This one I'm filing down with a file, you know, doing that so that I can get this guy in here. I'm almost there, but I wasn't expecting this. Okay, we're all done with the mock-up, and I just wanted to see if the pulley fitted and all that stuff. The bottom pulley didn't fit, the upper pulley did fit. The diameter on the bottom right here is pretty much a little too tight, so I'm gonna have to go in there with sandpaper and so that it slides all the way in. But I just wanted to see the general location of the timing belt, or the timing belt. Yeah, sure. We got a timing belt there. The pulley is perfect. I'm able to shim it and get my tightness. I am gonna have to cut this guy off. This guy is just too close to the belt, and it's gonna be hitting it, so I'm gonna have to chop it off. Another thing that I wanted to see was the dipstick. Remember the dipstick we've been working on? Well, this is a do or die. See if it works. And there you go. There's my oil marks. It works. So I'm gonna keep it that way. Ta-da! Okay, as far as the oil, I'm gonna have to Mickey Mouse something up. I'm gonna have to make it so that I can fill it up from right here. So I'm gonna put that fill cone right here somehow. I'll be able to do it. We are going to the machine shop. We're gonna cut this guy like sideways, kind of like that, so that gives me a surface to where I can drill to put the oil filler thingy right there. Okay, you ready to go to the machine shop? Here we are. It's my, table saw. Actually, you know what? I used this one to make my cabinets for my first home that I didn't have money to spend on the cabinets, and this has served me very well. Yeah, it's just aluminum. Carbide aluminum. There you go, flat surface for my oil thingy. Okay, I'm pretty sure I'm all the way through because it just got really easy. Yeah, I'm probably all the way through now. Okay, so that's how you do it. That's how you drill. All right, and there you go. We went ahead and installed this. I went ahead and just tapped these little thingies on both sides. And now it has a way of staying in there. Now I'm going to put some silicone all the way around so that when it goes in, it has a perfect seal. Same thing.
underneath this base, it needs to have silicone, otherwise it's going to leak. Same thing with the side bolts, silicone. You should be fine. And now I can feel it, see? Yay! Okay, so here we go. So this is what I did. I just basically used the cardboard from CSP to make this gap delete part with it, you know what I mean? So now there's no air leakage, or now there won't be. Once I cut this out of my other piece of sheet of metal, I'm going to transfer it. See the difference? There's like a huge hole right here. Oops, a humongous hole right here. And that's pretty much what I'm going to do. And here we are transferring over this piece over to the metal. So I'm going to go ahead and cut those with some tin snips. And we'll see how that turns out. Okay, so I just finished cutting it. And it looks like it's a perfect fit. Now, no more leaks from there. Now I have to take care of the ones that are in the back. Okay, so that's one. It's a perfect fit. Perfect fit. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and tack weld that to the air cooler doghouse. Yeah, doghouse. I'm gonna tack weld it to the doghouse. That one and the other one on the other side. That's probably all I need. Maybe I'll throw in one more tack weld over here just to keep it, you know, from moving or whatever. But this is pretty much it. Now I can take this doghouse out and completely modify it. So let's go ahead and do that. Here's one thing that I forgot to say. Make sure you guys, before you do the welding and all that stuff, and make sure your stand is tight. You know, your thingies are tight and everything's tight, and you put the alternator strap on. It's the same one from a bug, okay? It will work. The only difference is you have to get a longer bolt. That's the only difference. But this thing it's the same thing from your bug. Same thing, the belt. Same thing from your bug. It should work, theoretically speaking. Should work. This is from the green bug. That's a Gates belt. These are the best. Only use Gates. Don't use any other brand. They're crap. Yeah, that is it. Okay, so we're going to cut this little piece off with my grinding wheel. See how that goes. She's all done. All right, so we got the first hurdle. Went ahead and opened this guy up from here. So now it sits flush. See? Oh, let's see if I can get that focus. See? Yeah, now it sits flush. This tin sits flush against the base of the mating part of the motor to the transmission. So got that pretty good. I went ahead and put tape because I didn't want to scratch it all up. And yeah, I would say that's a pretty good seal. I like it the way it is. So this is more or less where I'm going to mate this with this. I'm going to put a bolt under here. Oh, actually drill it and then weld a bolt on the underneath so that I can, there you go. That's the way it's going to be. And then this thing I'm going to cut off. That's it. And move on to the other side. All right, guys. We're almost done with the other side, which would be the passenger side. This is one of the reasons you always want to do a mock-up. if you can see right here, see the intake manifold is hitting, the actual shell is actually hitting. It's not seating all the way down. You can't really show the camera angle, but trust me, it's not all the way down. It's actually hitting there. Had I put this engine together and thinking that everything is hunky-dory, it would have had an air leak on this cylinder, on the number 1 cylinder. So always mock it up and make sure there are no problems. So almost done. See, this is, oh God. Went ahead and, okay, bolt. Same thing, I welded a nut on this piece on the bottom so that it could bolt, or, you know. Okay, so I went ahead and blocked off this. This is where the oil cooler normally went. I just want to get my throttle cable. There we go. Throttle cable goes. I just want to make sure it wasn't going to have any obstructions. Yada yada yada. So made a plate. I folded it inward so it would seal. Went ahead and welded it here. Yeah, I know there's a tiny little hole there. Yeah, little hole, big deal. There's bigger holes over here, like there. And that's pretty much it. I did fold the flap in this direction, so I was able to weld it, tack it. You know what? I'm doing the welding. I weld like shit, but the welds are good. My son is not here for him to do that shit, so whatever. But here you go. See? This is the right, perfect fit right there. Now I'm just gonna make another plate that goes right here and overlaps to about here, and that should be it. I shouldn't have to do anything else. I'm gonna go ahead and make the other one. I'm gonna make a stencil out of cardboard, and then I'm gonna cut it. And there we are. Okay, so I'm pretty much ready to weld this sucker on. So I'm gonna weld it on here, and this will be it. So all I have to do is just remove that bolt right there, and this whole thing will just come right off. So I'm gonna go ahead and weld this, and I should be done. Okay, so there we go. Sponge tape, perfect seal. Sponge tape goes all the way up. Yeah. Anyways, up here, perfect seal. A little crack there. Who cares? Seal all the way down. There is sponge tape over here. So, yeah, it's good. Plus that big hole that was there, I just put a pig washer on there. That seals that problem right there. That little hole that was over here, I just put some black silicone so you can't really see it that much. Okay, we got most of the holes. Most of the holes. There could be a pinhole here and there. Who cares? It's not that critical. It really isn't. Don't sweat it. Okay, I'm gonna put the motor back in. See if it works without those thingies. And now we're gonna try this again. This is gone. Oh my God. It just looks a lot more simpler. So the lesson for today is take the air cooler with the generator or alternator out. You'll be, let's just say, in better mental health. Okay, so the motor went in all the way. She's seated. Oh, look at it. Perfectly seated to the transmission. Whoo! Okay, what I did to make it go in. 1, took out the exhaust. 2, had to remove the pulley. 3, doghouse and alternator had to come out. 4, the oil cooler had to come out also. This is over here. All right, so I got one bolt and the other bolt. And remember, these bolts are from the Porsche itself, or you would be using the one from your bus. The ones that are original for the P1, they're too short, so don't even try it. Okay, so it turns out that in order to put the oil cooler back on, I went ahead and took out the stud there and there. There's the filters, the seals, and I need to cut actually from like here. Oops. Oh, I can't see through the squat. There we go. From like here all the way up to like about here. So I have to take out that little piece of metal right there, or just cut it up and then just bend it out of the way so that the oil cooler clears that metal part. I always wondered, because I know I've seen bugs with the oil cooler right here with the Type 4. I always wondered, now I know. So yeah, if you are going to keep your oil cooler over here on this side, if you're going to keep your oil cooler here, you are going to have to cut the metal from your skirt, take it out of the way, which is actually, that's what supports the rubbery thingy. Yeah, so that's going to be interesting. We'll see what happens. So this is what I ended up doing. Basically, I just took a grinder and made some cuts right here, 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 and back over here, and basically grabbed my mallet and bang, 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 pushed it in this way, and that made enough room for me to reinstall the oil cooler. So now you know, if you want to run your oil cooler in the front, see, this is something I didn't know. You do have to modify or section it, with the cutoff wheel, so that you do make a little bit more room for the oil cooler. Alright, so this is basically just a mock-up for the carburetors, how that's going to look. Basically, this project is coming to a quick end. It's just mocked up, they're not bolted in. But that looks fucking bitchin', man. Bitchin'. I am loving this project. I mean, look at how beautiful that thing is turning out to be. Holy crap. Look at those IDFs. They're beautiful. 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 This is what we've done. It is possible to do this. It is possible to run your oil cooler in the front. You just have to section, push it in, and reinstall your rubber without, when you push it in, don't crush your little pinching thingy for the rubber. So just push it in, and then reinstall your rubber a little, it'll just follow the new curve. If you feel like you have to weld it, like new sections so it doesn't wobble or whatever, yeah, go ahead and do that. But I didn't do that. I just pushed it in, then I pushed in the rubber into the groove, and this is what we've got. It is pretty damn good. Okay, so now we're really gonna make the little shell that goes here and connect it to this cooling tube. We'll call it a cooling tube. Okay, so I'm pretty much done with the housing for the oil cooler. As you can see, you can see a little bit of the oil cooler. How's it gonna stay there without moving? Actually, see if I can get the angle there. Right there. Okay, you can barely see the bolts. Actually, I'm gonna make a hole right here, hole right there, and a bolt, That's gonna hold it right there without, so it doesn't move. Now, how is this ever gonna seal? So I'm still using the seal, the basic doodad that went in the regular T4. So I just cut everything that I didn't need, and I made my own housing again. There you go. See, it looks like shit, but you're never going to be able to see that. Plus, I'm gonna grind it down and paint it, and I'm probably gonna putty it so it doesn't look too bad. It's gonna be cool. So basically, these two forks slide between the cylinder. Here's the cylinder, more or less, or the CSP shell right here, and thunk. That's pretty much it. Alright, so I've got it all cut on the inside, all that good stuff. So I'm just gonna tack weld it together and have my son weld it tomorrow.
Uno más on this side, and that should do it for it to stay. Perfect. All right. So that pretty much does it for tonight. Air cooler for the oil cooler, done. Just have my son weld it tomorrow. It's done. All right. Okay, so I've had a couple hours for the battery to charge up. Let's see if it goes out the light. Let's find out. Here it goes. There it goes. We got oil pressure. Do we have oil pressure over here though? Oh, there she goes. There she goes. She's going up, but we got oil pressure. We got oil pressure. Yeah! We got like 20 pounds of oil pressure. Okay. I'm gonna say this is a good motor. Just by what I've seen so far. We're that much oil pressure. Ooh, at cranking. Ooh, you can't complain. I can't believe I'm putting this shit on. Hate this thing. I hate this thing. And yet I have no choice. For now. We're gonna trim this guy back here, you know, a little bit deeper, so we can run a more natural exhaust. Or I could leave it like that just so that people know it's something different. Yeah, you could do that. Oh my God. I am speechless. It's a tripping hazard. Go. You go. Ah! A shin hazard too. Ah! Scratch my legs. Stop shaking. There we go. It's that grinder with the sander disc. Made my hands kind of wobbly. Hey, whatever. Anyways, muffler has been sanded somewhat. So, doesn't look that bad. You know what? I'm thinking I'm just going to leave it like that with that little patina. Because it's got a little patina. And look at that. It is an impy. Impy. Alright. Anyways, I'm going to leave it like that. Like I said, this is just temporary right now. I'm going to probably remove these right here. These things, I'm going to remove them, cut them off, and then re-weld them a little bit further back. So this thing is a little bit more flush with the skirt. Alright, you can hear my pump. Okay, she's on. She's pumping. Let's see if it'll pump gas. Yep. Squirt of gas. Okay. I give it a couple of pumps on the other side, so it should start, theoretically speaking. She's on. She's running. She's running. She's freaking running. Oh my God. And she's smooth. She's cold. And it's perfectly smooth. I'm gonna have to tighten up that. That's the noise you hear. That's the belt. It's a little on the loose side, so I'm gonna take another shim. Let me see what happens when I do half a carburetor. can hear that. Let's see this carburetor. She's running! She's running. I'm gonna leave it running for a little while, just so that the system gets blended in. All the smoke that needs to smokes away. Yeehaw! I am so happy. I can't explain it. Ah! Now I have to install that damn heat shield right there. And I'll install the things right there also, the carburetor things and the linkage and all that throttle stuff. Okay, so now I have to assemble this mess. Huh. Not to mention that bag. That bag. But luckily, this is probably like the only time I've ever gotten instructions on how to assemble a product for a Volkswagen. I am shocked. I'm in shock. Shocked. Okay, anyways, whatever. Let me try to do this real quick. Frustrations. Just when you think you're a home run, you know, you got a home run. Oh, God. Now it's... let me get the bar. Okay. I see. Connecting the bar. There you go. Okay, this is the problem with the bar. Oops. The bar. Okay, the bar basically hits right here. Hits on the air cooler or the doghouse. So see that? Bang, 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 and it doesn't line up with this right here. So I have to make another doodad to push it over here. You know, bolted to this guy. It'll be bolted to that with another bolt right here so that I can screw in the other swivel adjuster. All right, so here's my part. Yeehaw! I just used my cut-off wheel to cut it. Then I tapped or drilled it. The bigger two, the center ones, it was already there, so can't do anything about that. But painted it so it looks, you know, at least it looks like it's a part that goes there. Just waiting for it to dry a little bit so I can handle it and put it in so I can finish this. Okay, she's all done when it comes to the carburetors. She's all connected. She fully functions. Right? The only thing I'm missing is the spring from here to this tiny little hole that I already have when I had my other dual carbs. Anyway, yeah, I don't know what happened to the spring. I lost it. So I need a spring from here to here. I'll probably drill another hole over here. Oops, another hole over here. So that it returns. Otherwise, I might, you know, I'll get stuck with wide open throttles. Oh, one more thing about the oil fill thing. This thing is original to the T4, to this engine. Okay, this is not something special or anything like that. It comes with the engine. So I just reused it on this alternator stand. This is where I'm at right now with this shield for the for near the pulley thingy. Okay, pulley goes right about there. Yeti. I went ahead and folded over this cut right here. Just folded it over, hammered it in, so that it looks a little bit more professional. Plus, you know, it doesn't vibrate. You know, just it has more strength. So I went ahead and folded that over. Now that I know that it's going to be like that. Now here, to get that radius cut, I had to basically remove metal from here all the way down. So now I'm gonna tack it back together with the welder. So that's that side. This side I also had to do the same thing, but not as much, because this is where the oil cooler goes. So it's only up to there. And I also had to remove some metal right there. So I'm gonna weld this flap back on. Yeah, okay. So that's where we're at. So I'm gonna continue with this thing. Okay, so this is how it's looking. This is where I had to add that part, that little piece. Okay, I have a step down that goes down and attaches to the other plate down there. We're gonna add a bolt there. But basically, all I have to do right here is just add a little bit more right here. Little piece. And I'm pretty much done over here. Over here, I have to cut this a little bit more, like right there. And then I need to cut this a little bit more, just right there. I'm not gonna cut it actually, I'm just gonna fold it down to give it that more professional look. And it gives it more strength. Other than that, she's looking good. I like it. I like the way it's turning out. And now I'm almost done with this template. This template that's going to cover up this area and under here also, so it doesn't leak. Yeah, it's going to be removable because there's going to be a bolt here and another bolt here, because it would be impossible to get this tin in here when it's like that. So it has to be removable. So I'm going to make that removable. Ta-da! There's my first one. I just have to bang it on the arbor to straighten it all out, and then grind it, make it nice and smooth so it doesn't look pretty, and then paint it black so it looks like it matches and everything. Oh, next. Oh my God, look at my tin. Looks beautiful. Beautiful. Let me see if they're tacky. Oh, they're dry. Yes. Can I grab it like that? Yeah. Doesn't feels a little bit on the tacky side, but you know what? I can work with this. I'm gonna go ahead and put it on right now. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and install, but I got my beautiful painted bolts that I'm gonna use. Yeah, okay, whatever. I'm gonna shut up. Let's get to it. Let's get this tin in there. Now I gotta be very careful when I put it on and off, because now I can scratch the paint because I have no way of protecting that crap. There we go. I got it in. I'll gulp it in. I'm telling you, this exhaust is strong. Gets in the way. There it is. Bolt or screw. Screw. We'll go with screw. And let's screw. See what I mean? The linkage was in the way, so Okay, that is good and tight. Oh, that's not gonna move ever. Ever. Okay, let's put the plate right here. Oh, doesn't go like that. Goes like this. Let's go to this side. And this side just kind of slides right in. Falls into part. Just have to be careful with my wires and the 009 wires. That's it. Let me grab some nice painted bolts. Beautiful bolts. I keep saying bolts. They're just screws. Whatever. I was looking for a screw with a washer. Apparently I don't have any more with washers. that pretty much finishes the install. I got some scratches that I got in there later, a while back. Oh well. All right, she's done. That tin is done. I mean, look at that. That is beautiful. I can't complain with this. I'm gonna go ahead and tidy up the whole, you know, like that distributor cap, the pipey thingy for the air. Oh yeah, one more thing that I did, I forgot to tell you guys. I did put my case vent. It's right on the head. It goes to the back, and I'm still searching for my little vent or a filter. It's not a filter. It's made out of this crap, but it's little, and it goes back there on that hose. But I can't freaking find it. I'm searching and searching, and I can't find it. I'm gonna have to go buy one. Actually, two. Or I'm gonna make the connection right here so that the case vapors get sucked in. All right, so I've been driving the Bug now for several weeks. Actually, probably a month and a half, maybe 2 months since I finished the install. It's a little dusty, you know. I need to wash it because the yard where I work is, you know, dirt yard, so I pick up a lot of dust. But yeah, this thing looks like if it was bone stock. It comes from the factory this way. You know, this looks stock, this looks stock, this looks even stockish. It's probably what VW would have done. Everything looks stockish except for the carburetors, obviously. Those are IDFs. I did hook up my vent thing right there. I just, you know, drilled it and installed that thing right there. The other one that's on the other side in front of this carburetor, the other vent, you know, then it goes to the head. This actually has just like a little vent filter that goes right behind the fuel pump. Yes, I know that fuel pump should be underneath the gas tank. It's been there for the last 8 years, never given me a problem. No fuel starvation or anything like that, so I'm not gonna worry about it. Just leave it. If it ain't broke, leave it. Originally, this Type 4 came with a kind of sort of like a oil catch can. That would be this thing. This is a Type 4, kind of like a oil catch can, and it went right about here. Basically, it sits like that, and you remember where I drilled these holes right here? Here, and here. That guy right there. Okay, that's where a spring used to go. And the spring would go over this thing, like, and it will hold it. Press down, and that is the gasket right there. You see there's a gasket, a cork gasket. Okay, that's how it kind of worked. Okay, so the heads, these guys, or that vent right there, and the vent that's on the other side would all come and meet right here, connected to the intake piping thing. It's kind of complex to explain, but basically we're going to make an oil catch can. We're going to go ahead and cut that right now with my grinder, using that as a guide. Yeah, and I got little C-clamps holding it together so it doesn't move. Okay, so I've got everything somewhat welded, just tacked together. Okay, so yeah, so I'm gonna do the top and bottom, or that would be the front and back. Yeah, those are awesome welds. And there you go. She's pretty much done. I just have to paint it. We ran out of sunlight. So tomorrow morning I'm gonna get up, see if it's not raining, and try to paint it. Alright, so I wasn't really able to go anywhere but back here in the backyard to
paint this thing because over there it's just no place to go. So I'm gonna shoot it. Yeah, that's a bad idea. Anyways, I'm gonna leave it there until it cures for a couple, I'd say half an hour to an hour. So all of you who are very curious on how I did this, you know, because we're gonna have to put an adapter right here so that I can get the oil from the catch can up here to down here, but it'll be on the back side. But for that I need to remove it. But for all of you who are curious how I did it, this angle was not there. This used to be flat all the way over here and then down. So I just sliced it and then I drilled it with a big drill, and drilled and tapped that, drilled and tapped that, and yeah, it just slides right in really tight. So all I need is just a little bit of silicone around the base and it'll seal. There you go. That's how I did it. Type 4 engine. Anyway, so I need to make I need to make a hole on this side right here, an adapter hole for that oil return light. Ta-da! And there you go. See, she looks really nice. I even washed the engine. She looks really nice. She looks really nice. I washed my filters because they were filthy, and I washed it. So yeah, I think it looks kind of bitchin'. She totally looks like she looks like she's a race car, and she's bone stock. What am I doing? Oh yeah, this is the Type 4 fan. As you can tell, it's got a broken fin. But what I'm doing is I'm trying to see if it's possible to install serpentine system on this one. You know, just take that off. It's not bad. It just squeals every time I come to a stop, and you know, I'm hauling ass and shifting gears. I get that whine, you know, so it's kind of annoying, like really annoying. And so what I was thinking, because I think too much. I think too much. So what I was thinking, I wanted to modify this, and then I thought, no, I'm not gonna cut it and then bolt on a serpentine pulley to this. So I'm not gonna modify this, but I'm gonna do the next best thing, which is this. See, all I did, this is a Type 1 pulley that catastrophically had a horrible demise, as you can tell from the inside right here. All that right there is demise. It's garbage. This is a garbage pulley. So figured, you know, I might as well just try to, you know, install this guy on over there. So now I have it all aligned. I have something holding it in the middle, pressed down so that it doesn't move, so that I can drill straight down and make holes, new holes, so that I'm able to bolt it onto the crank over there. That's the whole idea. So at the very last minute, I changed my mind on the way I was going to do this. So what I did, you know, I went ahead and checked my Chivas to see if I could find a centering doodad, and yeah, I did find that, because this one is a hair bigger, this one's a hair smaller, and it turns out, what's this for? Oh, these are for bikes like BMX bikes, you know, for doing tricks and stuff on the rear wheels or the front wheels, where whatever the hell turns you on when you're bicycling. Anyways, yeah, I never threw these away. Never knew why. Now I know why. Well, it turns out this right here is thinner, this right here is thicker, and there you go. See, so this actually goes in here perfectly like that. Okay, doesn't move sideways, it's perfect. This one goes in here. There you go. It is perfectly centered. So I'm gonna run a bolt through there, so and just tighten it up so that I can flip it over and drill the holes. That's the way I'm gonna do it. Just thinking outside the box, you know, that's just the way it works. There we go. Okay, she's in. She's in. All right. In my excuse, I don't have a machine shop, so I have to improvise using my drill press to machine the hole bigger. So what I'm doing basically is, because this cutter has a side cutter, okay, that's one that I'm using to calibrate it, but as I turn it, this tooth actually is going to take like, oh god, maybe like less than a mil off the very edge of it, and I'm only going to go down about 3 mils down. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. So basically, yeah, just, you know, this will keep it nice and tight from moving, and all I'm going to do as this thing is spinning is I'm just going to be turning this thing really tight in here, and that should keep me true. In reality, let's see what happens. Alright, so far I've opened it that much. It's kind of hard to tell, but yeah, there's a lip. You can see the ring that's opening up. Okay, yeah, that's how much it's opened up. I only want this pulley to be partially in the hub so that it centers, and also want the, you know, that pin to enter. Once that happens, I can use shims on the back, you know, to get it to the proper height. Turns out I need longer bolts now because everything's a little bit further away. This pulley is actually thicker, so I need longer bolts. Last bolt. Okay, it's gonna go something like that. Obviously this is not gonna work, so I have to rethink the whole thing. And how am I gonna attach this guy to this, to the bracket? So from what I can tell, it's not going to be any other way other than just drilling a hole right here and using a different type of pulley, which I've got, and so that it slides over and I have adjustability. You know what I mean? Okay, we've got our threads done. Let's see if we can make this fit. What is this out of? I didn't use the other one, the aluminum scat one, because it's a piece of shit. I'm gonna say this. My engineering qualities are not that low, so I wasn't gonna go scat. Okay. Not gonna go there. So I have this one that belonged to my old Honda Prelude. This one's actually fairly new. I just never used it. I just left it in my toolbox in my Chivas. And this one has the sideways, see? This thing right here. So I can tighten it up and loosen it up. And that's why I was doing the hole right there. Okay, that will not come loose, ever. So, that is it. All we have to do is just start it up and see what kind of disasters we have. It's perfectly centered. All right, welcome back, you guys. We are working on the Type 4 again. We are actually going to remove, yeah, finally. Remember I said in my previous videos, I'm probably going to be stuck for about a year. Yeah, it's been about a year. So we are getting rid of that. We're going to turn the exhaust into a sidewinder. There we go. This whole thing is going to be shooting that way instead of that way. So we're going to be cutting these guys and turning this empty Type 4 exhaust system. We're going to turn that into a Sidewinder. Yeah, this is for a Porsche 914 empty style exhaust system. Yeah. All right. I've got my first line that I've measured so far. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it. After I cut this, there's no going back. We've got that thing all, you know, supported. I'm going to go ahead and weld it right here. Give it a couple of tack welds. All right. That is a good spot weld. I'll do another one over here, just in case. Man, this thing welds so good. So I'm just tacking these two pieces together. Yeah, it's like I cut a huge piece out of here, make it shorter so it would fit. So I'm just tacking it together here. Okay, that should be enough. See, I'm not going to be welding this. My son's going to weld these, but I have another tack there, another tack there. This is a failed tack. Yeah, I got it. I didn't get it aligned. I have lines that you can barely see now. They got smoked, but yeah, so I can, you know, because this is kind of off. See, I'm having to do a tubing to where it's kind of off, so that way we can get the tubing to go in there. So we're gonna go ahead and actually see how this is turning out. This one, okay, right about here, we're gonna cut it and extend it somewhere over here so that it goes down and meets this guy. Okay, so here's another look on cylinder number dos. Yeah, cylinder number 2. She's all tacked and ready to get welded. Yeah, I did screw up right here. Yeah, my angle was not on, and I didn't have another, you know, pipe to kind of fix it. So screw it. So I'll just put a wedge in there. Whatever. You're not gonna be able to see that. See, because it's on the side that you can't see. There you go. Plus, it's gonna be wrapped. It's gonna be a Picasso. Okay, this is gonna be a Picasso of a Sidewinder. Okay, so he's doing the final welds. You know, I could have done them, but my welds would look like a new guy did it, you know. So I just figured I'll let him do it since he knows how to do this stuff. That's what he does. I'm getting ready to put this thing back in. She's all welded. Everything's been welded. Yeah, see, those welds are much, much better than what I do. Anyways, yeah, I'm gonna put this back on, and I still don't know if I'm gonna put the O2 sensor here or over here, you know, in the exhaust tube. So we'll see what happens. I'm gonna put this on. All right, she's done. She's completely done. This is the way it looks. Sorry about that. Okay, she's done. I'm thinking I'm actually gonna use my ugly, disgusting, annoying muffler right here, shooting straight out this way, simply because I don't have time. See, the sun is setting right now, and I don't have time to build the muffler, but that's the way it looks. Yeah, I ran out of sunlight. But yep, it's done. So basically, we've recut that thing and straightened it out again.
And now it's a tooting side tooter. A side tooter. It's a tooter horn to the side. It actually looks bitchin', actually. I kind of like it. I like it that way. Man, I wish I had better light. But, yeah, there you go, see? Sidewinder to the side. Turn that impy exhaust manifold and turn it into a sidewinder. Repurposed most of the metals, most of the tubes, and only one U-tube that I had to get. And the other one I'm going to cancel, obviously, because it hasn't gotten here, so I'm just going to cancel it. Yeah, look at that. Look at that, how beautiful it is. Oh. Oh. There you go. That's that side. Let's go to this side. And that is that side. I still have to wrap it in exhaust wrap. If you guys like it. It's not bad. I like it. Okay, so that concludes the install on this engine. Hope you like the Sidewinder install. Because I didn't like it the way it was. And I hope you liked also the serpentine system. I didn't like the other one because it was squealing like you wouldn't believe it. It's just driving me nuts. Anyways, I do recommend the Type 4 install because the Type 4 engine is just by far superior to the Type 1 engine. It really is. It's just beefed up. It's got more cooling surfaces, so it cools down a lot better, especially here in Bakersfield. You know, Bakersfield gets really hot. Man, to give you an example, I drove this bone stock engine 2-liter in 110 degree weather at 85 to 90 miles an hour without backing off. That was on the I-5 for over 2 hours. I didn't back off. My oil gauge only went up to 210 Fahrenheit. That was it. That's all I got. So I got excessive cooling, which means I could build this engine really big. I did upgrade my cylinders to 96 millimeter big bore. So now I'm running, now it's at 2256. And I can tell it's got a lot more power. It still runs really cool in the hot weather. So I'm not too concerned about overheating on this engine. Type 1 engines, they really can't do that. You build it above 1.9 liter, you're gonna overheat in 100 degree weather. You're gonna overheat. You're gonna have to drive really slow to keep it cool. This one can tolerate, 80, 90 miles an hour in 110 degree. Type 1 engine, you do that on a big engine, that thing is gonna grenade, okay? Grenade. So Type 4 engine is a lot cheaper to build than it is to rebuild your engine 3 times. Because you overheated it. Whoops. Cheaper. It's worth it. It's worth it. I made a lot of mistakes on those videos. I did cut a lot of stuff out, so I'd recommend you watch all the videos simply because there is a lot of information there that will help you, and you can make it, you see how I did it, you say, Dad, I don't like it the way he did it, I want to do it my way, and I think my way is going to be better. Yeah, do that, be creative, don't, you got the general idea on how to do it, just improve on my idea. That's the way everything is supposed to work. Creatively speaking. I'm going to go ahead and do a final pull on this engine and see how it sounds, so you guys can go, oh, wow, that is, yeah, it's worth it. As far as the carburetors, like I said, I didn't show that stuff because there's a lot of technical stuff that goes in Chinese Webers. There is a lot of videos that I've made already that could help you out on getting bearings, because the bearings are crap. A lot of the jetting is incorrect, so you're going to have to rejet the whole carburetor. I'm thinking also the emulsion tube. You might want to replace that because they're crap. They're not drilled correctly. Get another F11 from CB Performance. Don't get it anywhere else because you might get Chinese copies and you're going to be in the same boat. Get it from CB. No, I'm not being sponsored by them, but it would be nice. Anyways, whatever. CB, definitely get them from there. Anything from CB is pretty much very reliable. Okay, moving on. Let's do a pull on this sucker and see how it does. Okay, we're gonna do a pull from a dead stop. I am gonna burn rubber, maybe.
and let's see where it goes. Woo! Holy crap! Woo! All right, you know what? That is way too fast. Time to slow down. Yeah, very satisfied. Okay, so we went from 2 liters and it was okay. Now it's 2056. It actually did make a difference in power. Now it brings a really good smile to my face. Really good smile to my face. Anyways, I am not running the MP muffler. If you noticed, the rev limiter just wasn't that loud. I mean, the pop, 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 when I was hitting it, it just wasn't that loud. That's because I'm running a turbo muffler, which is really, really quiet. As one of my viewers said, it's a Tesla car. You can't hear the motor. I might actually, you know what, take out that muffler and putting something that's a little bit more throaty. But I don't want to go too far, like, you know, an MP Stinger muffler. I don't want to do that no more. Just something that's a little bit more throaty than this turbo muffler. That's all. I don't want to go Sidewinder, like the Sidewinders. Those things are loud, man. Really annoying. So, that is it, muchachos and muchachas. ¡A los guachos!